Good morning, welcome to Resource Prepping. I'm your host. Hey, what does your SHTF scenario look like in your head? And are you including violence that may be placed upon you or you on somebody else? It's going to happen and we're going to be forced into it. All you have to do is watch the direction this government is saying and doing. And people that are talking about forming mags, crews, prepping, and everything else, Merrick Garland says you are a potential domestic terrorist, if you can believe that. Your perishable skills will be use of your handgun, rifle, shotgun, and your knife, plus grappling. A lot of people don't know that. A lot of people don't like it. I don't particularly like wrestling. There are people that can easily take you down, hurt you, harm you. I don't plan on that happening, and I will do my very best not to be taken down and have people put hands on me at close range. I was amazed how poorly I performed when I drew out my pistol and shot at a silhouette. I used to be a pretty good pistolier. I was never in the military, but I did practice shooting a lot. Excuse me, mosquitoes. And I hadn't practiced in 6 months, and I was like, okay, let's go. And I was all over the target. I was very disappointed in my skills because they had lessened quite a bit. You don't hear a lot of that, but it is a perishable skill. I haven't shot a shotgun for quite a while. I gave up duck hunting, but I did shoot trap. I used to be fairly good at that, but I missed a lot. I forgot how to lead targets. Shooting a bow, I can still hit the target, but after 3 or 4 shots, my shoulder with a compound bow was pretty sore. But these are all perishable skills that will leave you. And in an SHTF, no matter what scenario it is, there will be violence placed upon you. What is your plan? Always have a plan. If you're walking around with a pistol on your hip, but you don't know how to use it, you don't know how to shoot it under times of stress, you're better off leaving it at home. I guarantee you, speaking firsthand, when someone shoves a gun in your face, it will look like a howitzer cannon, and everything will slow down and freeze. Are you prepared for that? Are you ready for that? Have you thought about that? Women, are you prepared to defend yourself, or are you going to scream and holler and cry? Please don't. I have children. Please don't. I'm a married woman. Please don't. I don't want you to. You better learn how to defend yourself. You better learn the basics. Kick, punch, scratch, claw, bite. If your thinking is, I'll just surrender and I'll be okay, you won't. It'll be SHTF, world without law. You won't be okay. There will be nobody to call up and say, hey, he did this to me. Hey, she did this to me. You're on your own. Have you thought about that? One of the things I've done is I made sure that the missus knows how to shoot proficiently. I paid for enough lessons and I've seen the results, and yeah, she's pretty good, but we haven't practiced for a while due to various reasons, so I'm not sure how good either one of us will be, but I know she can defend herself, and I'm grateful for that. We've had several instances out here with trespassers. Some are like, okay, sorry, I'll get off your property. Others are confrontational. It used to be, hey, what are you doing out here? Get off my property, leave. And they do. Now, when I take it upon myself to say you're trespassing, I'm wearing a bulletproof vest, body armor, and I am packing with 2 types of weapons, and then I say, you are trespassing. Because when you have a gun pointed back at you and says, you can't make me, you think twice about what you're doing. But that's an SHTF. But that was reality, and it's not a SHTF. Since that time, I've stepped up my game and said, okay, instead of going down in the woods and confronting them on their own, I'll wait till they come on my territory and then confront them when they're least expecting it. And that seems to have worked out for both of us fairly well. I like that. When you're young and foolish, you get dead. When you're old, you think about things a little bit more, and you may survive because you've experienced it. In your SHTF, plan on it. What will you do? How will you react? How do you think you will react? I've seen people, men, melt down because of the stress. And I'm not in the military, never was. But in certain situations, I've seen men melt down and cry. It wasn't me, but it was somebody else I knew. Because they froze. It's a tough place to be. It's a tough place to think about. And I really don't want to be there. I really hope and pray nothing will happen. But I have my doubts. This government is pushing for a fight with people. And if you want an eye-opener, you go to whitehouse.gov and read their literature, and you will see how they are demonizing the Caucasian people. And something is going to happen about that. It has to. They're pushing it too much. You see it on TV, you see it on commercials, you see it on Google, and you hear it in speeches on a continuous basis from Congress and senators. Something will give. Be prepared for it. Don't look for it, but be prepared for it. I'm not one to advocate violence. I certainly am not. But I'm not afraid of it, and I'm not afraid to use controlled violence to take care of the situation. It's a tough state, it's a tough place to be in. I'm getting older, more fragile. But for you young people that think you are invincible, you're not. Practice your skills. Get in shape. Practice dry firing. That's where you take your gun out of your holster without ammunition, a magazine, or rounds in the chamber, and just practice drawing on target. You don't need to pull the trigger. You'll be surprised what happens if you haven't done it in 6 months like me. And then if you have a few rounds to spare, practice your draw slow, aim and fire, and then speed it up. You'll be amazed how awful you are if you haven't practiced in a while. It's a tough video to make. You have to dance around certain things so you don't get kicked off YouTube, and that's coming because the government is partnering up with big tech to look for people that are talking about forming MAGS crews, talking about defending yourself. So at some point, video makers like myself, as small as I am, will be removed from YouTube and other places. Take advantage of sources while you can. And as always, get yourself right with God, get baptized. Enjoy the day. Take each day as it comes. Prep. Do something every day besides sitting on the couch and watching TV, watching sports. Do something. Be productive. Thanks for watching. Have a good day. Greg out.